Kalimera, kalispera, kalinichta. No matter where in this wild, wacky, and sometimes wonderful world you might be, thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your day. A very special show for you this evening, day, no matter where in the world you are. Here we go, people. I hope you enjoy this one. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad. Nice little surprise pre-recorded show for you squaddies. At ease, everyone, at ease. And I had to bring him back for a couple of very important reasons. Welcome back, my podcast brother from maybe the similar mother,
Wow.
Mr. Lee Judges. Welcome, Lee. How you doing, babe?
I'm all good, Sophie. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I think we're both kind of doing the best that we can, and in the back of our heads, just to let all of the squaddies know, Lee and I talk every day, and it's so comforting, as I mentioned on the tribute show, to be able to talk to Lee, and he was a massive part of kind of the last few months in coping with all of this. And in the back of our heads, all we hear is Kevin's voice. Get on with it.
Yeah.
You hear Kevin's voice saying his morning messages, all of that, right, Lee, which has really kind of helped. Not, you can't turn a corner, but it's just helping you day by day, just get one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to lie. It's really hit me hard this last week. I was speaking to John, funny enough, Red Nose, and we was both saying that, this has been the toughest time since our fathers passed away. That's how tough it's been, But the one thing that keeps me going is Kevin. I've been down, and you've said it to me. Other family members said it to me. My mum was round today, and she said, Kevin would want you to be happy, would want you to be enjoying your life. You know what I mean? And it's so true. That is so true. You know what I mean? That, and that is why I think I love doing these sort of things and seeing all the tributes, because his life should be embraced, and everybody anybody that's met all the people that even have met him for just one little session, just saying that how engrossed they were in how he was engrossed in the conversation and everything like that. Just a marvelous man, and I got a little bit upset today when I see the Everton boys with the Kevin Campbell
at the Euros.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, beautiful,
beautiful. Absolutely, just keep doing that, guys. Just make sure you keep remembering him, because not just for the footballer, but the person who just deserves it all. He just deserves it all.
He really does. I saw that too and choked up, and I love it. And Everton Football Club, we mentioned it on the tribute show. And by the way, thank you to the thousands of people that tuned in and the hundreds of messages that we've received. I mean, they've gone into their thousands. It's insane. And some of the comforting words that you sent for all of us, myself, Lee, Magic, Dan, everybody who was involved in the show, his ex-teammates, but of course his family and his friends. Just beautiful messages from all corners of the earth, and telling us how Kevin touched your hearts. Some of you had met him, some of you not, but he had a massive impact, whether you stood in front of the man and whether you just listened to him on the Highbury Squad or other shows in our Arsenal community. And seeing Everton Football Club, we mentioned it, the great Alan Myers and Ped from Toffee TV were on, just beautiful human beings. But Everton Football Club, the love that they have for him is infinite, Lee, and it's just beautiful to watch. It really is. He would love it.
Yeah, I'd urge anybody to follow Alan. If you love Kevin, you've got to follow him. You know what I mean? And because he's putting out things every day, or anything that comes from the Everton side, which we probably don't see, I get to see now because I follow him and everything like that. And it's just wonderful. I've got, Everton, the games when we play Everton, I really don't know how I'm going to be in those bloody games. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. I've got I had a little fond thing for Everton anyway. And Do you know when that billboard went up? I said like, oh, I've got to go up there, like, and like Michelle and Mark and Marsha, you know, who know Kevin as well. Like for me, we've gone up there to Manchester. Yeah, we're on board. We're on board. Let's go. Let's book it up and let's go. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't wait to get up there to see that billboard. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so I'm going up there in a couple of weeks, and I said to them, you know, it might not be your scene, but we've got to have a drink in the Winslow as well. Like, you know what I mean? So they said, yeah,
totally.
And they get it. You know what I mean? They get it because they were touched by him as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
oh yeah, they've been wonderful too, haven't they? The team over there at the Winslow, and
just
yeah,
incredible, incredible.
he
He
loved
loved
it.
playing in there.
He did.
I got a story about that, like, but he'd go behind there, make himself at home, pull the pints. You know what I mean? Like,
Buy everyone a drink.
He'd put money behind the bar. I don't know how much, but he'd put money behind the bar, and then he'd be serving people. Well, who does that sort of thing? You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I joke with him. I said to him, "Has Lee bought you a pint yet?" He goes, "Has he bought me a pint yet? Come on, Soph, you know who he's talking about." He's always ribbing you about that. Was so funny. Look, this is how we're gonna roll, right? So, Lee, we had so many great guests, but Lee has got so many great Kevin stories too, and you guys really didn't hear them on the tribute show. And I'm not ready. I'm not not quite ready if I'm ready to share all of mine, but talking to Lee is always cathartic. So hopefully, you know, I'll get there eventually. I'm sure I'll share a couple on today's show. But firstly, before, one of the main reasons I wanted to do another recording about Kevin is because we talked a lot about football on the tribute show, and rightly so. It's so weird. It was almost like the footballer at first not was getting lost in the midst of the man, but it just shows you like the man that Super Kev was, because people were talking about him from the humanitarian point of view, from the human point of view, as much as they were the football point of view. But the main reason I wanted to do something is because there is someone who was so special in Kevin's heart, and I feel like she deserved a solo show, a show whereby we just waxed lyrical, paid homage to her, and that is Super Kev's white mama, as he called her, Shirley. Now, Kev was a very private person, as you know, and this woman is a hero. Kev will say to you, you guys think I'm a hero? Shirley is the hero. And she was a very, very good friend of Kev's mum. And she and Kevin were like thick as thieves, double trouble, these two. They used to send me videos all the time, getting up to shenanigans at O'Shea's. And you know, Lee, that spot in O'Shea's. It's like a scene from The Sopranos or a show, you know, where the regulars go in and someone's sitting, or our Friends, if you an episode of Friends where someone else is sitting on the couch and they look at each other and they're like, don't they know who we are? That is our spot. I want to play this because Shirley sent it to me and I loved it. It was a little tribute. And what I also love about her is she really has that same personality of Kev. Keep smiling, keep moving, keep going. And I think that, and I hope it helps you guys a lot too. At the bottom, it might cut off, but it says together over the years. And I just wanted to share this with everyone.
Gray skies are gonna clear up, put on a happy face, brush off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face, take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, it's not your style, you look so good that you'll be glad you did.
That because that line, take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, you could almost hear her saying it, and you can certainly hear Super Kev saying it. This is them in their, this is Shirley at O'Shea's. This is when they hung out with the legend that is Peter Reid. Just really a beautiful, phenomenal friendship. And really wanted to show some love to an amazing woman who I'm so proud to call my friend, and I know you are now too, Lee. Just an absolute legend, right? I love that video.
Oh, it's fantastic. What a woman. What a woman. And I remember the first time meeting her, like, you know, Kevin says, oh, you got to meet Shirley. She's coming in a minute. Like, you know, you'll love her. Like, that was one of the first things he said, you'll love her. And, you know, she's just like him. Just like him when going out, and she'd have a Guinness. You know what I mean? She'd come in, she'd say, I'm only having one, Kev. 4 or 5 later, she was there, like, you know what I mean? Just great fun. She's not all gone her way in her life, neither, like, you know what I mean? But she would never, you'd never know it. She just wanted to have a good time. But the one thing you got from her and him was the love that they had for each other, the respect, you know what I mean? Like, she would do anything for him and he would do anything for her. Like, do you know what I mean? They were just great,
100%.
great little team. And we had some fun, you know what I mean? Like, with Shirley, like in O'Shea's, it was just, how can I say it? O'Shea's isn't one of the most glamorous pubs.
No, it's not.
Manchester.
It's so.
But
it was like, I don't know, you know, like Cheers, when Norm would go into Cheers. Afternoon, everybody, Norm.
Yeah, it was.
They own that place.
Magic. It was magic. The first time we went in there, magic. And I'll tell you, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you was to go in there, people go, oh, it could be a better place. But then you'd stay in there all night. It was that because of them. And you as you go, I remember going in the first time I went in, like, you know, it was packed because I think there was a Celtic game on, or it might be Celtic Rangers or something like that. You have to weave all your way through. I'll be at the other end, and there he was, you know what I mean, like, sitting there and with Shirley, you know what I mean, like, pint of Guinness, and they had a little table at their sort of a little booth that they had, like, and that was theirs, you know what I mean, like, no one daren't go in it, no one, unless you was invited. You know what I mean? But people would come up to him and he was Kevin from London and lived in Manchester there, like, do you know what I mean? And Shirley, it was just, and she was just an incredible laugh. And I have to say, what she's done for Kevin over these last few months has just been nothing short of sensational. It has.
Yeah.
And, you know, when someone needs you the most, that's when people step up on it, like, you know, and she has stepped up and been unbelievable, like, you know what I mean? But that's the way she is, above and beyond. Yeah. And, you know, I have to say that every time I see Kevin, I'd always ask how Shirley was, you know what I mean? Like, because they was together, they're part little team. And
their curry at Christmas. I mean, they were the definition of what friendship is all about, and it was selfless. The friendship was purely just, you know, beautiful and selfless. And, you know, she would say, like, Kevin would do the same for her. And just to give them a little bit of the flavor, here's a video. So Shirley and Kev, when my mum was unwell last year, towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, the two of them would send me a video pretty much every day. And I wanted to share this with the squaddies because I think it's important that we always lift each other up. But I don't know if there was anyone better at doing it than Super Kev. But when these two were together as well, it was always special.
Sophie, listen, send my love to Mum and Dad. Give them my regards. I'm in O'Shea's. And I'm taking you for a little walk. And you could imagine, it's Dicky Bowl Thursday. And I just want to introduce someone to say hello to you, your mum and dad. You know, Shirley.
Hello, darling. You okay?
So, we wish you all a happy Dicky Bowl Thursday. And, do you know what? We love you loads. Take good care.
Take care, babes. Bye.
Bye.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. And when you were talking about them, like, you know, Shirley would just pop in for one. Here's a few seconds of another one. Here we go.
Sophie, big love to you, your mum and your dad and all your family. And I'm here with the irrepressible Shirley.
Hi, Sophie. Love speaking to you again. I'm pissed by now.
And Kev goes on to say, nah, she's all right. I love it.
That's what they were like. They were like that all the time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really good stuff. Beautiful stuff. So Shirley, thank you for becoming our friend, for being such a support during a very, very difficult time. You're just an absolute gem of a human being. And we're grateful to you for the love that you had for our friend as well. And, you know, this is something that I don't think you and I will ever forget. And, you know, paying homage to Kev's white mama, as he called her. And I just thought that was a brilliant he comes up with the best nicknames for everybody. Everybody. Did you see Frank Sinclair posted something as well? That was beautiful, Lee.
Beautiful.
And they're all talking about nicknames. Who gave them the nicknames? Kev. He was just magic. Speaking of magic, that was another nickname that he gave Magic Mike. Potsy. Every single person's nickname, he gave them that. And just it just shows you the connection that he had and felt with people, and how he wanted people to feel, you know, they were special to him, but he wanted people to know that, Lee.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, and Shirley's cut from the same cloth on that as well. Like, you know, they really are. She was there. I just as we're talking, I just remember, like, you know, if we was going out somewhere, or like might be going to boxing or going out for the night, something, she'd always pop in, make sure he was all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then that may have one and go. You know, if we was going football, she'd be there when he got back. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, just made sure that he was looked after all the way through, like, do you know what I mean? Not that you needed looking after, but like she just did it, you know what I mean? Like, and just wonderful, wonderful relationship. And
that was her white mama vibe, you know. That's
it, you know what I mean?
that's who
they
she
had
was.
a wonderful one, you know. And my God, I don't know what she's going through at this moment in time, because you know, she was seeing him every day, like, you know what I mean? I've always said if I lived in Manchester, me and Kevin we'd have been seeing each other all the time, and if he was living down in London, but she did see him every day, and you know,
I worry if I'd have been up there, because going to O'Shea's every day, that would have been dangerous for me. Just saying that out loud.
Well, yeah, it's never a quick one, you know. It's never like in there for a couple of minutes, you know what I mean? Like, I remember going in there once. We was going I got a great story about it, going to see Ed Sheeran. Like, it was Michelle's birthday, and I said, I've got to pop in and see. But we're going to be late. You know what you two are like when you get in there. Like, do you know what I mean? And Kev, like, 3 down, you know what I mean? I said, I've got to go now, Kev. I've got to go now, like 3 down, like, you know what I mean? But like, she would just love being in there as well, like, do you know what I mean? Just because of the company that we had with Kevin as well, like, so, you know, that was the first time we ever met that one there. That was the first
this one, right?
Yeah, that was the first time, yeah.
Yeah. You were just real quick before I show a few more pictures and stuff. You went to the Armory. This was lovely.
Yeah.
And you know, you popped right down there the minute that you saw that, and got a little memory picture. And there was this as well. I think there's one of you standing in front of it. I don't know if I've put it up, if I've got it up here or not. But you know, the tunnel, and I love what they're doing with this. You know, the Arsenal's Banksy.
Yeah.
Really, I hope that stays up for ever and ever, Lee. Do you think it will?
Well, hopefully it will do. They've got like a load of them down there, because every home game I go past that, so I'll touch that every time now, like before every game. But yeah, it was really, really poignant to go there. And what was great is that they have a rope in front of all the things. So the first time, yeah, so I said, I can have a photo, like, can you take a photo? And then someone come over and said, let him go in, let him go in. I don't know if they recognised me or whatever. And they took the ropes down so I could get right behind it, which was very, very nice of them to do.
Very cool.
Yeah, and very, very cool. And I've got a company's just given me Arsenal the new Arsenal shirt. I've got to promote it and all that. I'll do that this week, but I'm going to go down the Emirates and I'm going to put Campbell on the back, like, you know what I mean. So
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. I think the story that I love the most. This is a great. This picture. Kev's not in this picture, but this
he took it.
day
He took it.
he took it. As you guys know, that is Andrew Cole, and I don't know if you want to share this story, but I think the squaddies would love this story.
It's a great story. We were, like, Kevin got us hospitality, and we'd gone up there, and we'd had a few beers by this time, and we're sitting at the back of the thing. And I just looked forward and I said, bloody hell, there's Andy Cole here. And Kevin said, like, would you want to meet him? So I said, well, yeah, I'd love to, Kev, you know what I mean? So, like, without further ado, Colesy. So he looks around, hello, Kev, how you doing? My mate Lee wants to meet you. Like, you know what I mean? So not that we go down there, Andy Cole comes up to us and he says, my mate Lee, and we had a little about 5-minute chat, and it was lovely, like, do you know what I mean? And so he says, so Andy Cole was like facing us, but like he can't see what's behind him. So he's gone, I've got to keep it very quiet, very low key today. I've got to go, I'm out tonight, Kev, you know what I mean? So I've got to be in and out. Don't really want no one recognising me. And, because I've got to be out some do. So, well, Kevin's looked up and like there must be 50, 60 people queuing up behind him now. Like, you know? So he just goes, well, good luck with that, Cole. See you later, like, you know what I mean? So and we've gone inside, like, you know what I mean? So we've gone back in, we're having a drink in our little bit. And I've turned around and said, I feel a bit bad seeing him like that, like, you know what I mean? So he's gone, yeah. Should we go out and see if he's still? It's about half hour later now, like, do you know what I mean? So when you got this window, you know, those sort of windows are oblong windows, like, you know, you can lean out of it. So we've leant out there. He's there, Andy Cole, taking photos, like, you know what I mean? The queue still hasn't rescinded since we was there half hour ago, like, you know what I mean? So he's gone, you all right there, Cole? He's gone, Campbell, I'll have you.
He's so, I just don't think people realise what a little prankster he was. He loved, and he would carry on for a bit and stuff like that. When you said, when he goes, I'll have you. Do you remember his Butler impression? On the buses. He loved that, and Only Fools and Horses. But I mean, that's just a typical example of Kev loving a good old fashioned joke.
Yeah, and he stitched you. I will say with Andy Cole, though, took every single photo. He must have been late to where he wanted to go, but he done it all, and it was just, that's the way it was. We was just laughing about it. It was that was Kevin, like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, do you want to meet him? No problem. That was, I'll make it happen, like, you know what I mean? So, but
and how much respect Kev got, you know, at United as well. You know, actually, you know, a few United fans watched our show and reached out. It was lovely, really lovely.
Everywhere. Yeah. He always, I said to him, he goes, we always used to go to Old Trafford. Never poke the bear. Never poke the bear. That's what he always said. You poke the bear, you get stuffed here, like, do you know what I mean? And that was one of his sayings, like, you know what I mean? So
that's great. Lee, we all know you love a dinner roll. All right. We all know that you love a dinner roll. Facts. Am I lying? I don't think so. Am I?
Definitely not. Definitely not. This is a hilarious night. This is. We had such a great thing. This is one that I got us sorted out for. I was doing some work for some company, and Kevin. Everyone went out with Kevin on. I always used to make sure I sit next to Kevin, because when you go for a meal with Kevin, like, he don't eat red meat.
No. Nope.
Right? So, like, if it's chicken, fish, he'll have it, like, you know, salmon or whatever, like, you know what I mean? So, like, so it comes up like it was steak. Oh, he's gone, I said, cheers, kid. He goes, fucking Judges, having my dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I said, what can I swap? I don't want none of yours, do I? Like, you know what I mean? So I'll have all these.
Always got the bread rolls too.
All rolls, everything, like, you know what I mean? It's just, he goes, you're like a garbage truck, you are, like, you know what I mean? So I said, well, you know what I mean? But he was all in good fun. Well, this particular time, we was I'll tell you where that was. Is at Hotel Football, which is owned by Gary Neville, Nicky Butt, all of them guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is before the Man United game. You had a meal and everything like that, and they have a speaker come on, right? Which would be either Gary Neville, Viv Anderson done it one year. It happened to be Nicky Butt this year. So
should have got his 20 quid that he thought Viv owed him.
He still used to say a few stories about Viv.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like he actually said, I hope it's Viv, I'll get me money back. Like, you know what I mean? Well, it's Nicky Butt. So as we've come in, you've got to imagine it's full of Man United fans, really, like, you know. So Nicky Butt's got on the stage. The first things he said, I've noticed there's a table of Gooners. I've just seen Kevin Campbell at the back there, like, we all got Arsenal, giving it large, like, you know what I mean? So we're now, while Nicky Butt's doing the stage talk and everything like that, we're all talking, having a laugh and all that. This bloke gets up. He taps him on the shoulder. Excuse me, I'm trying to listen to what he's got to say and you keep talking, like, you know what I mean? Kevin's gone like, oh, I'm really sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, sir. That was just after he'd been told off, like, you know what I mean? But this bloke wouldn't come up to any of us. He had to go up to Kevin and do it, like, you know what I mean? And of course, like, you know, he looks up, it's your fault, Judges. You know,
so funny.
I haven't done that thing, like, you know what I mean? So, but that, you know, like, I'm really sorry, I'm really, you know, so apologetic for me and everybody else on the side laughing their heads off, like, you know what I mean? And but yeah, that was it. That was, you know, that I'm really sorry, and I can't hear what Nicky Butt's saying as he's gone away. Like,
he's gone, oh, missus.
Who wants to hear what Nicky Butt's got to say? Shut up, Judges. I'm getting him enough trouble as it is. But yeah, just wicked, like, funny times. Just every time we just went out, we just had a
It's a nice one of you and Potsy and Kev. It was so lovely that Potsy got to meet Kev.
Yeah, that breaks my heart, that one, because that was the one and only time that we went into Winslow. And we've been saying we're going to Winslow. You know, there was one time we had to go back to Manchester, which we couldn't go in there. There was another time Kevin was Everton Arsenal game, was had to work in the studios at Sky, so it was never happening. This time was the last time we won 1-0. And what happened was, you know, like, Julian's found the only car park space in Everton that you could get for free, like, you know what I mean? So, like, Kevin's going, how have you found that? It's just no one knows about it, but Julian's found it. So what we're doing, we're going to go in there for a couple of hours. Julian is going to then drop Kevin off at Manchester, and then we're going back home from there. We've won 1-0. Julian's got his Arsenal shirt on. And as we're just about walking into the door, Julian's gone, I've got an Arsenal shirt on and I'm going to be all right in here, like. And Kevin went, of course you are, you're with me. You know what I mean? So we walked in there, and it
genuinely shitting himself, though, wasn't he?
We was a little bit wary because we'd just beaten them 1-0, you know what I mean? And it's a real ferocious Everton pub, you know what I mean? Like, we're walking into, like, you know what I mean? Well, we walked in there, and, like, everybody's gone mad in there, like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter. Kev, I think, put some money behind the bar. I didn't see that, like, you know, whatever. And he goes round, what do you want to drink and all that, like, you know. And we're having a drink in there. And we've got people, like, there was a lovely family of Everton fans just to the right of the bar. If they ever get to see this, what a lovely, wonderful family they were, coming up saying, oh, it's a pleasure to meet Kevin's mates and all that, like that. They loved us. They just loved us because we was Kevin's mate, you know what I mean? Like, you know, can we buy you a drink? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I did buy a round in there, like, you know. I think I got the first one in, like, you know what I mean?
He didn't.
I
I got to see the receipt.
I think I was seriously, but like, we didn't have to buy anything after that. It was just people buy. Do you know what I mean? Just coming up like, Kev, can I have a drink? Like, you know, it was just and what happened was with that, which was fantastic, is that there's another bar on the other side. Do you know what I mean? And the whisper is that Kevin Campbell's in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that whole the other side of the bar pub is all coming in to the main one now, like, just because he's in there, like, do you know what I mean? And he goes around pouring pints for these Everton fans. It's just unbelievable, like, you know what I mean? And we must have been in there 2.5 hours, I suppose, at the end of the day, and we've got to go then because we've got to get back to Manchester, but we didn't want to go. Do you know what I mean? We didn't want to leave this, because you imagine now, like, you know what I mean, when we're going there, all going to see that Super Kev, and they all sing the song, you know what I mean? And like, we're singing it as well. We're coming out, me, Dan, and Julian, singing it as well, like. And we got back to the car, and then we drive. I think I was still high on the atmosphere of that pub all the way back home. Like, do you know what I mean? Just talking about what it was, and I remember Kevin saying to me when you know, and that's another thing, like, you know what I mean? You got Kevin, like, you know, we get to the car, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to get in the front? Like, no, I'm happy in the back. You know what I mean? You know, like, he wouldn't take, like, oh, I'll go have shotgun. You know what I mean? He's just happy to just get a lift home. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he sat there and he said, what do you reckon then? Like, you know what I mean? I just said, I told you, didn't I? I told you what it was like. I told you. And I said, we'll have plenty more of them, like, you know what I mean? And that's the saddest thing. You know, we've always said that we'd do an Everton game together, like, do you know what I mean? Where we both wanted Everton to win. So it would have been the greatest one was the Merseyside. I'll sort it all out. We'll go to Merseyside. But because of Arsenal commitments and work commitments via, and we've never ever got it done. And don't worry, Lee, we'll get it done one day. We'll get it one, you know what I mean? And that breaks my heart that will never happen now, like, do you know what I mean? But that was a great thing to do, just to go in there.
The way people, I don't know, maybe one day I'll have I don't know. There was a lot of great things that, you know, we had planned for Highbury Squad and like you guys, and, you know, whenever I'd get to England and stuff like that too, and him coming to America, you know, but we got to keep it all going, and we just have to.
I've got to say, and I hope you will share this now, like, and hopefully you can. But there was a moment in the Hippodrome.
I was going to just get to that next.
I'll never forget when it was just you and Kevin, and I was sort of like, and you had the photo. I took the photo.
I think I may have that. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. Good photo, that. But
do you know what? This is one of my favourite pictures ever.
Mine as well, of you two, because before that photo, there was a moment between the pair of you. I don't know if you remember it, where it was just special. It was a really special moment between, you know, because you'd nailed the night. It was down to you two that arranged all that night. You'd nailed the night. It was a success, and there was a moment where you was just both there with each other, and you both said, you know, what you thought of each other, and it was splendid. And I don't know if you remember it, but then Kevin went, "Come on, we've got to have a photo. We've got to have a photo. Lee, you do the honours." You know what I mean? Like, and it was an honour, an absolute honour to do that photo, and that will always, I'll always remember that day. That was a special day, like, you know, special.
That was. I'm so happy that that we got to do that event and we got to have that day, and I do remember that moment, and you know, we were like brother and sister, and
very much so.
He was taking selfies, and then Lynn, one of our OGs, bless her, Lynn, we hope you're feeling well. Just getting everybody involved, and then I think I took this one, unless it was a selfie, but this is great. This just shows you. I wonder who bought this.
Hey, it's Super Kev here, and I'm at the Hippodrome, and look who I've bumped into.
Hey, how we doing, everybody? Like, cheers.
Hey, He's drinking a pint. Look.
Fine.
Listen, we'll see you later. All the very best.
I'm laughing in the background because, well, the Hippodrome, bless them, they
What a
treated
night.
us like kings and queens that night. The panel was amazing, but yeah, another pint that Lee Judges didn't buy, and Super Kev, you know, he knew. But
Do you know that night we had a bottle of champagne, didn't we? Do you remember they done us a bottle? We're doing it for the show. We're doing a promotional thing, weren't we? We had a bottle of champagne, bottle of beer, cocktail.
what about the food? All the food and
we had
we
free
sat at the
steak,
bar.
everything, didn't we? Yeah, we had a steak in again. He didn't eat that.
We ate that. He was such a clean eater. We were like,
don't you want? I'm getting go and order it. I'm not ordering it. Order it. Like, do you know what I mean? They done him a bit of fish though. Do you remember? Like they done him a bit.
Oh my god, the yellowtail. That was.
They done him a bit of fish, and he said, "What you say?" And I was sitting there like that, and he go, "I don't like fish," you know. He said, "You're not having none. It's mine." But
the minute they found out Kev didn't eat steak, because the steakhouse there is renowned for all this amazing Wagyu and like Argentinian steaks and all that type of stuff. And the minute they realized Kev didn't eat steak, they were like whipping out all the you know, the sushi, the sashimi, all of it. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
He was happy then when he was eating it. But what a night that was! And
I want to share something from that night, and stop me if you think, but because I think it's really important. This underlines the type of human being that Kevin was. So we're sitting there. It's me, Lee, Kevin, prepping for the panel. And Lynn was with us as well. And Kevin got a phone call. And as soon as I heard him speaking, I knew that was not a good phone call at all. And you know, that was the day that he found out that his mum passed away. And there was nothing that was going to stop him from carrying on his commitment of the evening. And I said to him, Kev, you know, go do what you got to do, you know. And he sat me down and he looked at me and he said, Soph, there's going to be some people that are coming here to see me for the first time. Maybe you guys for the first time. I'm like, well, we know who the legend is here, Kev. He goes, and I won't let them down. That's who Kevin Campbell was. It was unbelievable, wasn't it, Lee?
It was a very unbelievable thing, because we all said, look, you know, like let's cancel it, and you know, he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. He said, like, I'm not letting no one down and all that. Like, you know, they're here. They've come. You know, and listen, it wasn't a paid event or nothing, was it? Like, you know, I mean, wouldn't like turn around and say I would pay money. He just said people have, you know, gone out of their way to come and see us tonight. I won't let them down. And I always that day is when I'm down now with Kevin. I remember that day because you know he because it's real. You know what I mean? Like, because his mum passed, she'd want me to be. She would not want me to let everybody down. So I know that Kevin wouldn't want me to let no one down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, but that's the man that he was, you know, and he would never ever let anybody down if he couldn't, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was just, it's amazing, like, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you this now, please people go back and watch that video of when we've done the Hippodrome and the night and everything like that.
Oh, I love the video that we did. We shot with you two doing. Honestly, I'm going to put it in the link to.
Yeah, I watched it the other day. I watched it the other day.
Oh, it's just a classic. It is an absolute classic, because we were like, because you know, I like produce. People probably don't know this, but I really love producing. I mean, I don't mind. I like obviously hosting and whatever, but I love producing. I love putting content together, stories, people, and I pulled these two together. And by the way, David shot it really well,
Yeah, brilliant.
and such a great job. They gave us like carte blanche. The Magic Mike bit's hilarious. I mean, it is really just indicative of the chemistry that you guys had together too, but also the fun we had that night. It was
Yeah,
so much fun. And for me, it's one of my favorite memories because
yeah.
we were all was there, Harry, Tom, we had the crew together.
I
It was
think that was
great.
the first night Dan's mum and dad met Kevin. I think, like, if I remember rightly, you know what I
And
mean?
the squaddies were there, and people like Mark and Marky Mark and Lynn and Jags, and just listeners from your show. It was just wonderful, just a
Yeah,
great evening. We'll have to pull that one together again. He would love
yeah,
that if we
yeah.
did that
And I'll
again.
tell you what, we had a little thing when do you remember? Like, he loved the rooftop, and he went up to the roof.
Oh, he
We went
loved
up to
it.
the
Yeah.
rooftop, and we met a couple of Arsenal fans that were there, recognised Kevin, and he has the. Like, I wish doing an interview, love to do an interview with you, Kev, and all that. Like, it was just wonderful time. And that was on the back of like his mum passing. You would never know. That was the
No.
ultimate professional that he was. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, he just. And another thing is that once that was all done, Mark and Marcia and Michelle were there, and our group of friends were there. Didn't just shoot off, Soph.
No, stayed with everyone.
Just stayed there, had a chat with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Made sure that he spoke to everybody that turned up that night. He spoke to and all that, and I remember your cousin said, right, do you remember he took the girls off to see Magic Mike, didn't he? Do you know what I mean?
You're lucky they came back, mate.
Yeah, they come back. Kevin said, I think you've lost them. I think you've lost them.
He got such a kick.
He loved it. He was absolutely in his element, like, you know what I mean? About 20 minutes, he's going, another 20 minutes, only back, man. Be down there for 15 minutes. Getting their money's worth down there, judges. Do you know what I mean?
They were just supposed to go for a peek in the door because the show was happening at that time.
Yeah.
And it's like 45 minutes later.
It's 45 minutes. You can imagine it. I bet they're on the. I bet old Magic Mike's got them on the stage now. Like, yeah, we better get down there, judges. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Unbelievable, like, you know what I mean? But so
brilliant. Such a great night. Brilliant
night.
Really good stuff. I want to share just this picture as well because it just so happened on transfer deadline day. Yeah, we were both on. Kev was doing a whole segment, and it was Dickie Bow Thursday as well, which was unreal. And I was there with, Ricky Sachs and Harriet Pryor, who was at Anfield Rap then, and Adam Matic from Man United, Stephen from Man City, and we were doing Emil from Newcastle. Probably forget Kwaku was there doing Chelsea stuff. And we were like, I hope, because he was in the main studio, and then we went up to the main studio and we bumped into each other. And it was funny because they were filming and stuff. And Kev's like, let's do a video for the squaddies. I go, Kev, they're on air. I'm going to get into trouble. He goes, no, he won't. And so I wanted to play this for you guys as well and we just won. But listen, it's not going to age well where Lakonga's concerned. So just take that with a pinch of salt, all right? It's been a squaddy day at Sky Sports. The legend is here. It's Dickie Bow Thursday. Super Kev.
I'm with Sophie, the main lady. Listen, we're just going to give a quick update on the Arsenal last night. What a fantastic win. 5 out of 5, Sophie.
5 out of 5.
Great to see. And the biggest question of the day was, who's going to sit in that midfield? And Lakonga, I thought he was outstanding.
Smashed it.
He really did.
Especially in the first half, Kev.
Oh, he was. Villa actually turned it up in the second half and made it a bit more difficult. I thought Xhaka helped him a lot. Xhaka was good. but Lukonga was really good on the ball. He looked to be at the level that we expected him last season. So long may it continue, Lukonga. Well done.
Yep, simple passes. When he spread the ball, he was accurate, and he just had the game that we all wanted him to have. And yeah, Kev and I just wanted to hop on real quick and rave about Sambi, and of course our captain, fantastic again. Jesus, fantastic. Martinelli, fantastic.
Saka turned up as well.
I mean, it was a great night.
This time.
3 points. Let's go to United and smash them, Kev.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we gotta go now.
Come on, you Gunners.
Let's go.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh man, I love that. I have that video, the Lukonga thing, when I was like, they're going to rib me for that a little bit because they can't help themselves, right? The squaddies, but it was the season before he went out on loan.
Had a great run, didn't we? That was
It was a good start to the season, and I love that moment. And then he grabbed me and he lifted me up, and I was like literally 6 feet off the studio floor at Sky. And then he went on to do, of course, as he would, a great segment, and moments that we'll cherish, Lee.
Yeah, moments to cherish. And I'll tell you what was a great thing he used to do on Sky Sports. He used to, if he was doing the game or something, he'd I'd be like at home and all that, like, and he'd go, "What do you want me to say?" Do you want, like, he'd message me. So I'll say, I think like the back four needs to push up a little bit more, or something similar, something along those lines. So you imagine it. I'm sitting indoors watching the TV, Michelle and all that, like, and then the next thing, so what do you reckon, Kevin? He goes, well, I think the back four should push up a little bit more, like, and then he'd get on his way home. He'd go, what do you reckon? Like, I said, okay, brilliant, like, you know what I mean? That's the guy he was. He just wanted to be involved. He just wanted you to be involved, He always wanted me to be successful at what I ever did. Whatever I did, he wanted me to be successful. I've got one story. I've got to tell this story. I've got to tell this story. And this is what Kevin was like. We used to do a show together. When we done the show, we'd always go, right, let's go down to the pub at Houston, so we'll have a couple of beers there, and then he'd jump on the train to Manchester. I can get home from there. Like, Claude would come with us, God bless his soul, as well. Like, I had a photo of you sent me that photo the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And he'd come along sometimes as well. And this time Claude weren't there. We goes into the pub, and there's about 5 people in there. You've got to picture this story, picture the scene, sorry. There's all TVs around this pub, which showing Sky Sports' greatest goals.
I just realised the story you're going to tell.
Greatest goals. Right? So we've got a couple of beers, sat down, drinking the drink, and within about a couple of minutes, oh my God, I can't believe it really is you. It's Lee Judges. I can't believe it's you. Oh my God. And he's turned around to Kevin. How lucky are you to be having a drink with Lee Judges? Like, you know what I mean? So Kevin's gone, yeah, very, very lucky. Could you take a photo of us too, like, if you don't mind? Yeah, be like, yeah. So we have this photo done, right? And Kevin said nothing, like, you know what I mean? So I'm laughing. And at that moment he walks off, Sophie, I'm telling you, on these screens, Kevin Campbell smashes a goal in the back of the net, like, you know what I mean? He looks around at me and he goes, yeah, I'm effing lucky, and I like, you know what I mean?
It's like 6 or 7 screens.
All around the pub is Kevin scoring this goal, like, and this bloke is totally oblivious to it, like, do you know what I mean? Totally oblivious to it, like, you know what I mean? So
that's a gold moment.
Gold moment. I like one more. I've got the other one I want to tell you is a classic as well. We're going to a show. This is Kevin to a T. We said, let's have a drink before we go to the show, like, and I don't know how it was, but it was my turn to buy dinner. You know what I mean? So he's looking for the most expensive place, and he, like, you know what I mean? Like,
of course he is. He's going to make you pay.
Oh yeah, he's going to make me pay, and I'm thinking, Christ. So we go to this place, and like, I looked at the menu. There weren't nothing on there, but it was like, say a burger's a night, like £9. It's £19.50 there. I'll never forget 19.50. I said, oh. And they come in and said, I ain't got enough room in here. I think, Christ for that, like, you know what I mean? So we went to this German bar. I don't know if anybody knows, it's a big German bar in King's Cross. We walks up into the thing, and it's all of a sudden, oh my god, like, you know, we were struggling to get to a table for two. Yes, Mr. Campbell, massive Arsenal fan, like, you know what I mean, I can look after you. And, you know, when he puts us on this table, so Kevin goes, yeah, 2 beers please, like, you know what I mean. So I said, yeah, 2 beers, right. Now, bear in mind, I'm paying for this. 2 long come the 2 beers, and have a little sip, cheers. All of a sudden, bottle of champagne and 2 glasses. So I've nearly fainted, if you know what I mean, like, you know. So Kevin's gone, oh, hold on a minute. He's gone, we ain't ordered that, you know what I mean. We just ordered 2 beers. No. Compliments of the management, right? So Kevin's gone, oh, pop it open then. We're on the champagne, right? So a fella that I know from football years ago, like, you know what I mean, recognises us and comes down and says, oh, like, you know what I mean, introduces us. I say, hello, mate, this is Kevin, like, he says, bottle of champagne, yeah. And Kevin's, yeah, on the house, like, you know what I mean. He's gone, on the house? He's gone, I've been coming in here, bringing my clients in here for every Thursday for the last 6 months, spending a fortune, like, I haven't even got a drop of water, like, you know what I mean, off of them, like, you know what I mean. And Kevin went, well, such is life. So we had 3 beers, 3 champagne, you know what I mean. Imagine it, like, you know, I had to pay for the meal. But, you know, man, as we're walking out, he's gone, hey, another favour I've done, yeah, no drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know,
discount.
I mean? Discount, like, you know what I mean. I bought 2 burgers and chips, like 20 quid, like, you know what I mean. He had a chicken burger. So that was it, like, you know what I mean. So, yeah, so we had, like, and that was all because, and the governor, like, loved him. I can't believe you've come into my bar and all that, like, you know, and yeah, we all this shit,
great stuff.
Just great memories, like, you know what I mean. And I helped him out. But yeah, and but that was it. It was just fun times.
We're going to carry on telling these stories and keep sharing them as well. And you guys have been sharing your stories with us too, and we're going to keep sharing them and keep talking and about the legend that is Super Kev. You know, when Tony was really ill, he would send her videos all the time, inspiring her, geeing her up. I miss my morning videos. Sophie, you up yet? Because of the time difference, you know, my phone would bleep. I'd make a mistake and leave it not on vibrate. And when it bleeped, I knew it was him. Sophie, are you up yet? Because he was at the crack of 4:30 every morning, working out. Unbelievable, you know, with his inspirational messages as well. We're going to do a Dickie Bow Thursday show on Highbury Squad next season. There's no doubt about that. That is coming to you. As for the rest, we'll figure it out as we go along. But there was one quickie I wanted to share because there's so many, and over time I will. But we had a listener who lost his son, and it was so heartbreaking and gut-wrenching because this listener and what his son passed away from, his other 2 children have as well. Couldn't think of anything worse. And Kev jumped in as a father right away. Messages, videos. We sent a few things, you know, their way. Nothing can make up for any of that. But these are the types of messages we get all the time from people who were struggling out there. Life isn't rosy. We all have problems. You know, we're all in this together. And I think that as much as I say this to you guys all the time, he loved this community. He loved the Arsenal YouTube community. He loved it all. And it meant the world to him. And so it's important that we continue to talk about him, showcase, you know, his illustrious football career and tell these stories and share these memories, Lee, because that to me, I think is going to help you. It's going to help me.
Yeah.
It's going to help everyone who was touched by Super Kev. And this show today has been a little bit different than the tribute. Still so hard. Those messages every morning I miss, so I keep playing old ones.
So do I, yeah, all the things.
But
It's
talking
mad,
to you is always good tonic, Lee.
Yeah, I'll just, you know, even though I was slightly older than Kevin, you know, I was always in awe of him, and not because of the footballer, just the way he was. I think, you know, one of the greatest things I'm glad I met him is because I think he's made me a better person by doing all of this sort of stuff. Very, very helpful through the good times of it, but also I've had some tricky moments along the way as well. And he's always been there to give me advice, because he's obviously been famous since he was a kid. You know what I mean? And give me advice how to behave and conduct myself. And you know, there's some videos that I've watched, and even in the comments they've put, oh, if I had a woman that could look at me like Lee looks at Kevin, like, do you know what I mean, or things like that. But I was in awe of him, you know, and his presence and everything, like, you know what I mean, because just for the man that he was, you know what I mean, like, not the footballer, because, you know, that sort of went, if you know what I mean, like, I never really we would ever, you know, I wouldn't sit there thinking, oh, I'm sitting with Arsenal footballer Kevin Campbell. Never, it went past that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just this man that was just so bright on life and happy, and just wanted everybody to be happy. Anybody that was suffering, he would want to help them. You know what I mean? Like, there's one quickly, like, just there was a little. I walked past a football pitch with a load of, like, you know, kids that were suffering, you know, like, and he was in the pub, Kevin, and I said, oh, there's a load of kids, you know, like, playing football out there. It'd be great if you went out there and see them. And he just went out there. Yeah, come on, let's go. Left his pint, went and introduced himself to all these kids, you know what I mean, or having a little footballing session in the daytime, you know what I mean. And it was just, that's what he was like, you know what I mean, like, just, you know, giving his time just to try and make people a little bit happier in life that day, you know what I mean. So much admiration for him as a human being, you know what I mean. What
time for everybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like, very, very humble about his footballing career, by the way, and what he done. It was to me, like, you know, if I can help people now, my football career is worth it, sort of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just an incredible person. And listen, I miss him immensely, like, because it would always be a text and or a phone call, you know what I mean. Towards the end, of course, it was tough, but, you know, there was just you know, he would just say, you all right? Yeah, you're all right. That was it, you know what I mean. That's what he
all the time.
All the time. Yeah, just a wonderful,
very
wonderful.
special. The legacy that he leaves, not only as a footballer but as a human being, is really, really unreal.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of a better person to help me pay homage to Shirley. And I really wanted you to come back and share some of your stories with the squaddies, and I know they're going to absolutely love it. And keep your comments coming in our YouTube section. To those listening on audio platforms, thank you so much for joining us as well. Share this with Arsenal fans, and share this with Everton fans, Forest fans, West Brom fans, and let's keep the legacy going. Until the next time, Lee, thank you so much. At ease, squaddies, at ease. Love you lots. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.